Proud of him. Michael Wright Jr. to the edge. He's going to walk him in. He got it.
It's the Division II State Championship. The Massillon Tigers take on the Hoban Knights. Join us here on 1480 WHBC for the All Care Stadium show at 6, kickoff at 7.
I'm Nate Moore, head football coach of the Massillon Tigers. There's only one place for high school football, 1480 WHBC.
Live from the WHBC Broadcast Center. Find out more about area businesses, agencies, and events.
It's what's going on right now.
This is Spotlight.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to Spotlight on this Wednesday morning. And we're going to continue kind of the holiday theme of Canton's Morning News this morning. We've been talking about Light Up Downtown and food drives for the holidays. And of course, the Nutcracker fits right in. Nothing better, that's for sure. Today, we're going to have that discussion. Before we get to that, though, I do want to mention that you can obviously listen to us on the radio, and you'll find the podcast of this at WHBC.com. But you'll also find us live right now on our Facebook page. Just go to Facebook and like our page, 1480 WHBC, and also on our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube and search 1480 WHBC. Subscribe. You'll find all the wonderful things that we put on our YouTube channel. So we'd love for you to do that right now. So I've got quite a few guests to welcome in today, and very excited to talk about a new collaboration. This is going to be exciting. And with us today, first of all, we have the Executive Director of Canton Ballet, Joy Robb. We also have the Artistic Director of the Canton Ballet, Jennifer Catazero Hayward. We have the President and CEO of the Canton Symphony Orchestra, Rachel Hegmeyer. And also, of course, Music Director Designate of the Canton Symphony Orchestra, Matthew Jenkins Yarosevitz. How are you guys?
Doing well. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm so glad. This is going to be a wonderful collaboration. And again, this is a collaboration between the Canton Ballet and the Canton Symphony Orchestra. Maybe first of all, you can tell me how the collaboration came about.
Well, Jennifer called me. I was probably this time last year, maybe, and said, quick, how much would it cost for the orchestra to play with the ballet? And we had to do very fast math and applied for grants, because we used to do this 25 years ago and just costs, became prohibitive. And so we got that grant. And so it was all Jennifer just giving me a call to make sure that this could happen. So, yeah.
Wow. And it did happen way back. And that was something I bet that people really, really enjoyed, seeing that collaboration. So you made it work with the grant money. And so what does that mean to you guys?
Well, for us at the ballet, I mean, it's extra special for the dancers, because we are a pre-professional training school, and we're trying to train the dancers like what it would be like in a professional company. And of course, professional companies dance with live orchestra and live musicians. And we try and have that in our classrooms as much as possible for regular classes. And this just takes it to the next level in the theater. And it's just an incredible experience for them to be able to have Canton Symphony Orchestra be playing for their Nutcracker. Most pre-professional schools don't have that opportunity. So we are really excited.
Yeah. What was the reaction of the members of the company? What were they when you told them?
They're over the moon. They can't believe it. They're very, very excited.
Yeah, I bet. And Matthew, for you guys, I mean, this has to be, what's it like for you guys on the other side of it?
This is incredibly exciting for me. I've done the Nutcracker suite a number of times in concert, but this will be my first time conducting the full ballet. And, it's something that as a conductor, you dream about doing. It's music that everybody, whether you become a classical musician or not, just about everybody knows this music from their childhood. And so it almost feels like a bucket list experience for me. It's something I've looked forward to. It's something I figured I would eventually do in my career. And I'm so glad that it's finally happening this year. And I could not be more excited to be doing it with the Canton Ballet, and especially as Joy told me the day that we first met in person, 25 years to the year after the last time of this collaboration.
Yeah, and it's actually, you know, to Matthew's point, it's been amazing to see the support from the community come around us as two organizations. We received funding from Visit Canton to support this effort. That was the grant they noted before, which has just been instrumental in making this happen. But also Robert Leibensberger came forward, and also Sharon Luntz from the community. And we are just so grateful to have that enthusiasm. It would not be possible without them.
Yeah, because this is a huge tradition in this community, even, you know, 25 years or not. It's a huge tradition. Any pressure? Anybody feeling any pressure? With
Pressure.
I think Jennifer and I have been talking about the pressure pretty regularly for a few weeks.
Yeah, but I would have to say that the folks who have been coming, you know, consistently and every single year, and they love this so much, this is going to be spectacular for them, I would imagine.
I agree. I mean, I think having the orchestra and with the dance, and then there's also a snow chorus for the snow scene. You know, that's all your senses. I mean, it's the same as just playing a tape. It's, you know, you really are immersed in this music and singing, and then the dance, and it's quite an experience. So.
Yeah, nothing like a live orchestra. Anybody would tell you that for sure, in any venue. But to pair it with the ballet, I mean, that has to be fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about getting tickets and when the performances are and those kinds of things.
Absolutely. So the performance is taking place next week already. It's unbelievable. December 8th through 10th are our public performances. We do have matinee performances at 2 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday, and our evening performances, where we are featuring the Canton Symphony Orchestra, those will be at 7 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. Our tickets are available at cantonballet.com, and we do encourage people to purchase them directly through our website. There are some scam sites out there, so we definitely do not want you getting tricked into wrong pricing. Please go through our website, cantonballet.com.
Yeah, best way to handle it for sure. And get the tickets, because, you know, this is
going fast.
They go fast anyway, but now this is a special collaboration, and this will be important to a lot of people. Did you have to change anything? When you put this together, it's different, certainly on both sides. Was there anything that had to be changed as far as, the live performance goes on the ballet side?
We did have to make some adjustments to our prologue, because we usually use the pit. We dance on the pit, and of course now we're going to have musicians in the pit, so we can't use the pit to dance on. And so we made some adjustments to the prologue scene, but I don't think the audience will notice it. I mean, it will be, we notice, but they won't notice. Right.
And from my perspective on that point, I was very surprised when Jennifer I asked Jennifer to send me the recording so that I could conduct the piece at least at similar tempos to what the dancers are used to dancing to, because if it's something totally different, then it could be very easily thrown off. And one thing I realized is, oh my gosh, they switched the order of some of the movements in the second act, and switched from what Tchaikovsky wrote. But as Jennifer pointed out to me, it's because the same dancers have to dance what would have been two in a row, and they have to make a costume change. So luckily, it's not too bad for our musicians. And of course, as long as people applaud for a very long time, it's very easy to get all the pages.
Right.
But that was a little bit of a surprise to me.
Yeah. Well, see, and I guess, everybody learns a little something when you do something like this. And that's awesome, though. I mean, I would have to say this is, I keep mentioning about how it's going to be a spectacular thing for people who have never seen it with a live orchestra. I would imagine, too, there are a lot of kids that go with their parents, young people that go with their parents to see this or see their brothers and sisters, and it's going to be a big difference for them. What do you think would be the main difference? I mean, I know hearing it, the orchestra will be different, but is there anything else that you think folks will notice?
You know, Pam, I was thinking about that before this interview. I have a 12-year-old son myself, and I think about all the live shows that we go to, and just that fun opportunity to peek up to the orchestra pit, look down into the pit, be able to see all the musicians live in front of you. Honestly, I think it's going to be a treat for the children in our community.
And
I was going to say too, people that come to the ballet but don't necessarily go to see the orchestra, might say, wow, that's really spectacular, and we need to go see that orchestra just without the ballet. And I hope that happens too, because
right
we'll be introduced to something that they hadn't seen before. So
yeah.
And I think it'll be nice too, because I think with this collaboration, it's helping to grow our audience too. And so there's so many people that know the Canton Symphony Orchestra in our community, and just to be able to bring them in as well and to see this special treat. This is a collaboration that happens in many communities across the country between the orchestra, the local orchestra and the ballet. So it's just a wonderful opportunity for us.
Yeah. Matthew, did you want to say something?
Yeah, a couple things. So I know Rachel and I were lucky to grow up in cities where there was an annual performance of the Nutcracker. I didn't go every year, but I went probably 3 times or so in my youth, and it had a live orchestra. And one of the most special things about it, it's such a multi-sensory experience, and especially the Nutcracker. Not only do we have the orchestra and the ballet going on, but also the chorus, the children's chorus, and the Waltz of the Snowflakes. And they're going to come in from a little stairwell that leads backstage on the right side of the theater if you're facing the stage. And just having all of these multi-sensory experiences coming at you from multiple angles, I think is just such a special and unique thing, and can really be inspiring and awe-inspiring for young people especially. But also, one of my biggest goals here at the Canton Symphony is that whatever we offer, wherever we are performing in the community, I just want our community to appreciate that we have an orchestra. That everybody, whether you are interested in coming to see a really long symphony or not, many people are. It's why I got into this profession. But also not everybody is. And in any way that we can interact with our community and interact with a new audience, and we're hoping that, of course, many people who may go to the Nutcracker every year, maybe they haven't come to the Canton Symphony before. And as Jennifer was saying, we're hoping that they will come and check us out at some point in the future.
Yeah, because I think, this might sound simplistic, but I know when my kids were young, they saw a symphony, they saw people playing instruments. They were like, that's what makes that sound. That's what makes that music. Oh, wow. Before they ever realized how music was made, and to be able to come and see the ballet and then to realize you put that all together and you have this wonderful performance. That's pretty awesome. So all right, we better take our break. We'll take our first break, and we've so much more to talk about this wonderful collaboration, of course, Canton Ballet for the Nutcracker, and it is our spotlight today right here on 1480 WHBC.
Free and easy. That's our website, WHBC.com.
Ohio is our home, and it's full of family we're proud to care for. With more than 200 locations, Cleveland Clinic is growing to bring world-class care to your community. From Canton to Avon, and coming soon to Mentor. Whether it's sniffles and sneezes or something more serious, big or small, we're always near you for every care in the world. Schedule your care today at clevelandclinic.org/access.
Tune in each Saturday at 8 a.m. for the Money Matters radio show, now expanded to an hour long. Hosts Bob Foudy and David Ryan help you make your money matter. Find out how today's economy, debt levels, and policies affect your hard-earned money. Tune into the new hour-long Money Matters radio show every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. right here on News Talk 1480 WHBC. To speak to Bob Foudy or Dave Ryan about your money matters, call New Horizon Financial Group in Canton at 330-499-1915.
When you shop local, everybody wins. Shop local.
Harnack Family Insurance. For the holidays, give yourself the gift of savings. If it is home, auto, motorsports, or life insurance, Call Harnack Family Insurance today for your free quote.
When you shop local, everybody wins. Shop local.
The fastest way to fix is Beck Electric generators and plumbing. When you want it done now and you want it done right, good honest work at a fair honest price. Keep your home in check with a call to Beck Electric generators and plumbing. Beck Electric Company, one call does it all. The fastest way to fix is Beck Electric generators and plumbing.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. It's that time again. Time to order Giannino's for your holiday party. Great tasting pizza made with fresh dough, provolone cheese shredded daily, real tomato sauce, plenty of fresh subs and salads, and a ho-ho-ho for Italiano fried chicken and JoJo's. So call your favorite Giannino's or order online at Gianninos.com. You want a piece of me?
Giannino's gift cards make great stocking stuffers. Go to Gianninos.com to order.
Oh, I love this restaurant. Glad we got a table quickly.
What does that sign say?
Caution, wet floor?
No, right next to it.
If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60. I didn't know that.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
What's the one gift everyone loves? Something cozy. I just went to Kohl's and got some really great and really cozy finds, all for under $20 with the extra 20% going on. Like a sweater for $11.99, a big one throw for $11.99, and a pair of slippers for just $14.39. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. So yeah, hit up Kohl's for your holiday shopping and thank me later. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offers end November 29th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
And again, welcome back to Spotlight on this Wednesday morning. And we are talking about the Nutcracker, but not what you may remember over the last several years, a collaboration between Canton Ballet and the Canton Symphony Orchestra. And with me this morning is Joy Robb, who is Executive Director of the Canton Ballet, Jennifer Canizero-Hayward, Artistic Director of the Canton Ballet, Rachel Hagemeyer, President and CEO of the Canton Symphony Orchestra, and Matthew Jenkins Yaroshevitz, Music Director Designate of the Canton Symphony Orchestra. And Matthew, I want to talk a little bit about the orchestra in general, because tell us a little bit about what the Symphony Orchestra, how many persons is it made up of? What can we expect? What does it take for you to get ready for something like this, especially since you haven't done this before?
Absolutely. So much preparation work goes into something like this, and especially it's 90 minutes of music, 90 minutes of rich classical music. And so it's truly a big task to prepare for. Our Masterworks concerts are rarely, if ever, 90 minutes long. This is a big lift for me. Now, it helped 20 minutes of the piece I already knew, so that helped. And we actually really 27 or 28, because I had done the Waltz of the Snowflakes as well. So I did come in a little bit ahead. But we're doing a reduction of the piece, because if we did the original orchestration by Tchaikovsky, there is no way it could fit in the pit of the Palace Theater. So we are doing a reduction from the early to mid 20th century by an arranger by the last name of McDermott, and reduced it for much smaller courses, really similar to the Broadway pits of the time. So We have it calls for 5 to 6 woodwinds, 5 brass, percussion and timpani, harp and celeste, of course, are still there, and then strings, but in reduced numbers. So we have 13 strings, and then in total, it is 28 players plus me. So there'll be 29 of us in the pit. But having looked it over, it's a very creative reduction. In every way possible, the arrangers sought to reproduce the sound that the original orchestration would make. So for instance, something I always noticed from an early age was that the sound of the oboe is kind of similar to the sound of the trumpet. And so if you have an oboe playing at maybe a mezzo forte dynamic and a trumpet, which of course is a loud instrument, you have a trumpet playing a piano dynamic, they can actually play in harmony together and sound almost like as if it's 2 oboes from the oboe section had we had 2 oboes. So it's a really beautiful reduction that takes a work for enormous romantic era forces and makes it work, and it makes it work very, very convincingly for 28 people while preserving the feel and the flavor of the original.
Do you feel like you are learning a lot through this process?
Oh, absolutely. And especially, knowing the piece, it's interesting to get into the mind of someone tasked with the seemingly impossible task of taking this iconic score. I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine recently. We were saying, what other piece other than the Nutcracker is every movement, at least of the Nutcracker suite, is every movement famous and recognizable? I mean, even Beethoven's 5th Symphony, people know the beginning of the first movement. Beethoven's 9th Symphony, people know Ode to Joy. What other piece besides the Nutcracker do people know so much of this piece and can sing the tunes or at least hear it and say, oh, wow, that's from the Nutcracker? So the almost impossible task of taking what everybody knows so well and reducing it in a convincing way. It's been fascinating to sort of get into the mind of this arranger and see how he went about it.
Okay, so what about your musicians? Is this a first for most of them, or are they learning too? I mean,
it's a good question. My guess is that playing the Nutcracker Ballet is probably not a first for a lot of them. Playing this reduction could be. It is the same reduction that we used 25 years ago, which is how we knew about it. We couldn't find the music anywhere in our library, but Mike Costco, our director of artistic operations, so happened to remember the name of the arranger, and so then we were able to look up the score and obtain the music. But my guess is, our orchestra, of course, there are very few people that have been in the orchestra for 25 years, and thinking back on it, I guess our harpist Nancy Patterson would have been here 25 years ago, as would Mike Costco and Tom Pleben, our director of artistic operations, and librarian, who both of them play in the orchestra as well, Mike on cello and Tom on viola. But much of the rest of the orchestra will be new to this orchestration, although probably not new to the piece.
It's good to have us old folks around to remember those things.
I was going to say, Pam, that was actually a very fun tidbit of information that Jennifer and I learned when we first met with Rachel, was that Mike was here the last time that we had this collaboration from the symphony side, and Jennifer was actually also involved in that collaboration here at the ballet. She's been here over 40 years, so she was there to experience that.
Wow, see? Oh, that's great. Okay, before we take our break for the news, give us the information about getting tickets again.
Absolutely. So tickets can be purchased at cantonballet.com directly, and our performance is going to be held December 8th through 10th at the historic Canton Palace Theater.
All right, very good. Well, we'll break for the news and we'll come back. We have more on this Wednesday morning spotlight, and we're talking about the Nutcracker, a collaboration between the Canton Ballet and the Canton Symphony Orchestra.
The holidays are coming, so give yourself the gift of clean, clear, great-tasting water from Verndale Water Experts. And take advantage of our 18-month, no-interest financing and keep more of your cash in your pocket. Call Verndale Water Experts today.
Verndale's Water Center.
WHBC AM 10, reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
From the News Talk 1480 WHBC newsroom, making a change in the juvenile justice system is the goal of the new Ohio Juvenile Justice Working Group that Governor Mike DeWine formed earlier this month. They met yesterday, and Amy Ass, the director of the Department of Youth Services, started off by giving a presentation about the juvenile correctional facilities. She said they don't have enough staff to accommodate all of the kids. 18% of the positions are vacant across the state, and that includes the Indian River School in Massillon. Asked also reports that about 67% of the kids in the system have a minimum sentence of 1 year. The National Christmas tree in Washington, D.C. was knocked over Tuesday by a strong gust of wind just days before the annual lighting ceremony. The incident happened about 1 p.m. as 20-mile-an-hour winds blew through the nation's capital. That's according to the National Park Service. A crane was brought in. The tree was returned to its upright position about 6 o'clock last night. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris are scheduled to attend this year's tree lighting ceremony, which is set for tomorrow. It'll be shown on CBS on December 15th. Gasoline prices are dropping for the holiday season. Prices have dropped for 61 consecutive days after getting close to $4 a gallon in September. According to AAA, the average price for a gallon of regular gasoline was $3.25 a gallon on Tuesday. That's down 5 cents from a week ago and 26 cents a gallon from a month ago. The NFL set a Thanksgiving Day viewership record for the second straight year, with the 3 games averaging 34.1 million viewers on TV and digital platforms. The average is a 1.5% increase over last season. For News Talk 1480 WHBC, I'm Pam Cook.
Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. A breezy, cloudy day. High today at 36. Clear skies for tonight and a low 27. And then partly sunny for tomorrow, the high at 49. Clouds and showers for tomorrow night with a low near 40. And then rain for Friday, the high Friday afternoon at 44. Get your weather news when you want it, how you want it, and wherever you are. Check out AccuWeather.com today. I'm Steve Williams for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
For 3 decades, Bob & Pete's Floors has offered the highest quality and service in the industry. But did you know that you can also find custom countertops, tile showers, and backsplashes, and even indoor and outdoor turf? Explore the possibilities for your home with Bob & Pete's Floors.
Think you're the brightest bulb on your street? Your holiday decorations outshine everyone else? We want to see them. Enter the 1480 WHBC Brightest Bulb Contest by sending us a picture of your house in all its bright glory. Text us at 330-450-1480 or submit the picture at WHBC.com. We'll share the pictures for everyone to admire. A grand prize winner will be drawn at random, and you'll get a $500 gift card. WHBC will also visit and video the winning entry. Come on, all you budding Clark Griswolds, light it up.
Hey, if you haven't been to Northeast Factory Direct yet, what are you waiting for? Now located in North Canton, right next to Aldi. Northeast Factory Direct, stock full of everything you need for your home. Indoor, outdoor furniture to appliances, flooring, kitchen remodels, mattresses, you name it. All at prices that won't break the bank. Check out Northeast Factory Direct, Cleveland Avenue North in North Canton, right next to Aldi's. Tell them that Kenny and JT sent you.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
And now back to our second half hour of Spotlight on this Wednesday morning. And again, you can find us live on Facebook right now, also on our YouTube channel. So I hope that you'll check those out. This morning, we've been talking about the Nutcracker and the wonderful collaboration returning after 25 years between the Canton Ballet and the Canton Symphony Orchestra. And we were focusing a little bit on the orchestra want to focus a little bit on the Canton Ballet here as well. And with me this morning from the Canton Ballet, we have Joy Robb. We also have Jennifer Canizero Hayward, and also from the Canton Symphony, Rachel Hagemeyer and Matthew Jenkins Yaroshevitz. I want to talk, before we get to the ballet, I do want to talk a little bit about the snow choir, because we mentioned that in passing a little bit before, but we didn't really get to that. And they're going to also be performing live along with you. So tell me about the snow choir and where the snow choir fits in.
Well, I can speak a little bit about the snow choir as far as the director happens to be my husband, John C. Hayward, who's well known in the community, and the singers themselves are community singers that he, former students, former members of previous choirs that he has directed, which are many. And he actually directed the snow choir the last time we collaborated with the Canton Symphony. So he's well versed in this, so he knows what he's doing, and he's very excited, and they're doing great, and he's looking forward to meeting Matthew.
Yeah, and this is adding a whole nother piece, right?
Right. Yes.
And I'll point out that even some big ballet companies that use live orchestra for the Nutcracker don't always use live choir in the Waltz of the Snowflakes. It's often done with a synthesizer. I mean, it's a wordless chorus. So I hate to say it, it's easier because it's wordless to just find a synthesizer sound and play it on that. But the fact that we here in Canton get to do this truly as it was originally intended with live choir is so special. And as I mentioned before, the moment that they sneak down those steps on the right side of the theater and start singing is just going to be a magical moment for the audience.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
It was funny as we were preparing all the logistics and Jennifer and I were meeting, she said, well, don't forget, we have to have the awe choir. And I was like, the awe choir? And we were talking, so very excited to have you.
Yes, that's awesome. All right, let's focus a little bit on the Canton Ballet. Talk to me a little bit about your season beyond the Nutcracker, because obviously that's not all you guys do, correct?
That's right. So our season, we have a theme this year, Imagine, Inspire, Ignite, and that kind of ties everything together and is kind of the umbrella over the whole year. And it consists of 3 programs. We had a fall program, which was New Works, and we did that in October. And I'm really proud of that. And it was a beautiful program of mixed works. And then this is program 2, Nutcracker. And so I think the dancers probably look forward to this one most of all, because it's just so magical. And then especially with the symphony now too. And then we have program 3 in the spring, and that is Come Dance With Me is the title. And that's our collaboration with John Trapani. So we're looking forward to that also.
Wow. So talk a little bit about the dancers that you have and that you feature, because I know some of them are near and dear to your heart, correct?
Yes, you're speaking of my guest dancers.
Yeah, guest dancers, yes.
Yes. So my Sugar Plum Cavalier is my oldest son, Zachary Canizero, and he was with New York City Ballet until I think 2021, and then he went to Germany and was with Staatsberlin Ballet and Teatro del Roma Ballet, kind of as a principal guest artist with both of those ballet companies. And then, of course, the pandemic, he ended up coming back here and is in flight school now. He was with Cleveland Ballet, and so now he's just guest dancing around. So, and then we have Melissa Chapsky, who's not my child, and she is coming also from Staatsberlin Ballet. And she actually, though, was born and raised in Boston, Medford, Medford, Boston, but then ended up going to New York and studying with Ellison Ballet. And eventually, I think, ended up in Dutch National Ballet for a couple of years. And now she is in Staatsberlin Berlin Ballet, which is it's an incredible company. If anybody has a chance to look it up, I know, it's all the way in Germany, but I don't think they tour or anything, but it's quite phenomenal. So that we get to have her we're quite lucky. So, and then my youngest son, Max, is coming. He is at the Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis School at American Ballet Theater in New York City. And he's 17. He's studying and training with them on a full scholarship. And so he's coming back to do the Dewdrop Cavalier and the Snow Cavalier. So it's fun to have two of my sons on stage. I have another son that dances too, and I tried to get him also, but he dances in Miami at Miami City Ballet, and he couldn't get released. Maybe next year.
So we talked earlier about pressure. None of that, having your kids on stage, none of that's pressure, is it?
It's a little bit of a pressure.
Well, and it's not just your kids, Jennifer, it's your husband too, right?
Oh, yeah, right. My husband is grandfather in the party scene. He's been doing that a lot of years, so I don't worry about him too much. I don't worry about my kids, but as a mom, it's just, you always worry, it's, even though they know what they're doing, it's a different kind of feeling than being the director. Just
and what's their feeling coming back? What's it like for them, do you think?
I think, it's magical to come back to your home school. I think there's nothing like that. I mean, they just come back and walking through those doors at the Canton Ballet, and it's like they never left. I really think they look forward to it. They want to do it. I mean, my son that isn't coming back is really bummed that he isn't getting to be a part of this. He really wanted to. So it's something really special to be able to come back and dance with your home school where you grew up and, got your big start before you went off. And so.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So talk about Carol Hageman.
Carol Hageman. Well, Carol Hageman was the assistant to the director when I was a student. So she was my teacher. And she was actually the original choreographer of the party scene. And so she is back and helping out. And it's so fun for me to have her there now as a peer instead of my teacher, and she's just so talented and so fabulous and so good with the dancers. And really, it's like she never left. It's wonderful. Yeah.
Boy, there's just like a flipping of scripts here all over the place.
Right.
Yeah. With kids and your husband and you and your teacher and
Joy is an alumna also. Yeah. People like to come back. See,
I was going to say, once they're part of the ballet, they don't want to leave. We have several alum that come back year after year and assist with different parts in the Nutcracker, in the party scene. We have somebody dancing a Russian lead male part this year.
Bernie,
Bernie
Richards, yes.
Well as some party adults in the party scene of the first act. So.
And many of my staff are alumna or alumni. Yeah. So
what have the rehearsals been like leading up to these performances?
Well, they've been chaotic and exciting and joyful and stressful and all those things, We had a rehearsal on Tuesday, and I was like, oh my goodness, before Thanksgiving. I said, I don't know about this, but then we had a rehearsal last night, and it's ready. We're looking ready now. So they were just already on Thanksgiving break that last Tuesday. So I think that's what it was. So, but yeah, it's good. The dancers are so invested. They really are. I mean, we are running it. We're working it. Dancers are going in other studios and working on their own, coming and telling me, Miss Jennifer, I just did my you gave me those corrections, and I went in the other room and I ran it, and I had Caitlin watch me, and they're just really taking responsibility for themselves and wanting it for all of us. I mean, we're in it together, and it's just really a nice feeling. So
yeah, and this is an immense thing, and it's a big deal to all of them. It's very, very important.
It is.
Yeah,
and well. Yeah.
And we had talked to Matthew about changes he made, and you had mentioned about changing because of the pit, and I would imagine that there are tweaks and changes all along the way right up until the performance, right?
Oh, is Jennifer frozen? She might be. I can jump in there.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
There are quite a few changes that I know. Actually, Zachary Catazero, who is serving as our Sugar Plum Cavalier as well. He's been helping as a rehearsal assistant as well with Jennifer, and has been helping to make some changes. Jennifer, do you want to kind of talk about the flower and snow scenes and some of those just subtle changes he's been making?
Well, my son, Zach, is a master teacher and teaches for us a couple times a week. So we are so blessed to have him because he's so good and so knowledgeable. And he offered to do some rehearsals with the snow and flower part of the Nutcracker. And he went in there and he asked me if I minded if he, made a few just subtle changes. And no, I said, go right ahead. And mostly it's musicality and arms, just things like that just, I feel like it's the same choreography, but it's just updated. It's freshened. I don't know. I think people will notice. I think it's phenomenal. I think what he did was, while it was subtle, it is noticeable. To me, anyway. I don't know. I'm excited. The dancers are excited. They love it, and they look beautiful doing it. It's challenging them. It's showing them how far they've come since last year, because it is a little bit harder, and it's forcing them to really listen, and they're going to have to really pay attention to when they even have the live music, which will be an extra challenge for them, because when you dance to a tape, it's the same tempo all the time. And we don't know what kind of day Matthew had. Maybe he had a rough day. He's going to go really fast. I don't know. I told him maybe, he's feeling sluggish that day. I said, you just don't know. You've got to dance to the beat. So, and to that point, we were lucky to have one of our principal accompanists for our ballet classes even play for some of our flower rehearsals to kind of get them ready for the orchestra. So that was really special too, and helpful in the preparation for the orchestra.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we're going to take our final break, and when we come back, we're going to take a look back a little bit. I want you to kind of share maybe some of the past stories that you have as far as the Nutcracker goes. It's the collaboration between the Canton Ballet and the Canton Symphony Orchestra for the Nutcracker this year, and we'll talk more about it right here on Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
High school sports. This is the right place. News Talk 1480, WHBC.
Recycle. You can make a difference. Recycle in your community.
Clean out your house and garage by making an appointment to drop off any household hazardous waste at the Canton Recycle Center. Acceptable wastes include aerosols, automotive fluids, pesticides, fluorescent bulbs, cleaning agents, and other household chemicals. The Canton Recycle Center also accepts appliances, electronics, passenger and light truck tires, and scrap metal. Waste must be generated in your household. No waste generated from a commercial business, including farms, schools, or churches, will be accepted. Residents must make an appointment to drop off materials, and appointments can be made at www.timetorecycle.org. This service is free to all residents of Stark, Tuscarawas, and Wayne counties, and paid for by the Stark Tuscarawas Wayne Recycling District. Make your appointment today.
Make a difference in your community. Recycle.
Hi, this is Alan Rodriguez from Jewels, the area's newest, most unique fine jewelry store, located in downtown Canton. What makes us special? You'll see it in the beauty of our diamonds. You'll feel it in the craftsmanship of our jewelry, and you'll believe it with the professionalism of our staff. From our in-house full-time jewelers to our national award-winning designers, our genuine desire is to provide an exceptional jewelry buying experience at Jewels in downtown Canton and Rodriguez's House of Stones in New Philadelphia.
The Canton Palace Theater, an absolute showplace built in 1926, a gift to the community by a dying entrepreneur, Harry Inc. At his drugstore, 222 East Tusk, he concocted a tonic for sore throats called Tonsilline and began selling it across the country in the 1890s. From the hundreds of thousands aided by his clever giraffe-shaped bottle of Tonsilline and the near century of entertainment at the Palace, Harry H. Inc. made a significant difference in people's lives.
This is Larry Hackenberg at the Hackenberg Financial Group. We have a much more modest goal. We want to make a significant difference in just one life, yours. Call me and we'll see if we can be that difference maker in your financial life at 330-489-9999. That's 330-489-9999. The Hackenberg Financial Group.
What's the one gift everyone loves? Something cozy. I just went to Kohl's and got some really great and really cozy finds, all for under $20 with the extra 20% going on. Like a sweater for $11.99, a big one throw for $11.99, and a pair of slippers for just $14.39. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. So yeah, hit up Kohl's for your holiday shopping and thank me later. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Offers end November 29th. See store or kohls.com for details.
iPhone 15 Pro on Verizon.
For a limited time, trade in any iPhone in any condition for the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium and iPad and Apple Watch SE, all on us with Unlimited Ultimate. Go to your local Verizon store now. iPhone requires Unlimited Ultimate plan first. Service plan required for iPad and Apple Watch. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line required first. Less $1,000 trade-in/promo credit. Up to $459.99 device payment purchase with new line on eligible plan required per Apple Watch or iPad. Less up to $459.99 promo credit per device applied. 0% APR. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Can you trust the government to protect you? We have political chaos, high inflation, global wars, no border protection, and our leadership telling you about pronouns and electric cars. It's time to take a hard look at protecting yourself and your family. It's time to call Oxford Gold Group. Whether you want to diversify against inflation or have gold on hand, you need to visit jessekellygold.com. Protect yourself with a visit to jessekellygold.com. That's gold.com.
Get ready for holiday feast season with Pepto-Bismol.
Uncle Derek's here with his famous fried turkey. Hey, Aunt Mary brought the mac and cheese. Donna's here with the potato salad.
Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief for unexpected stomach upsets. So enjoy the holidays. Pepto has you covered, no matter who made the potato salad.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto-Bismol. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
And welcome back for our final segment of Spotlight on this Wednesday morning. And we have been talking about the Nutcracker, the Canton Ballet, Canton Symphony Orchestra, and joining together in a wonderful collaboration this year. And I want to bring everybody back in so we can kind of talk about all that it takes to really bring this together. And I know that you guys, it's just not the four of you and your dancers and your musicians, but there's a lot of behind the scenes and volunteers and parents and things like that. So you guys, if you want to take the time to thank anybody, I would ask that you do that because I know there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, once you see what's happening on stage, sometimes it's hard to imagine all that's happening behind those scenes, right? Because the magic is there on stage. But we have over 100 volunteer spots that we have to fill just for the production of the Nutcracker itself. So those volunteers come out and really give of their time. And we're so appreciative for that. Also, the parents of our dancers who are driving them to all of these rehearsals and all over. This year, they have a special performance in Fairless as well. And so just driving on all ends of the county to be able to do that. I want to give a special thanks to our Board of Trustees, who has been so supportive behind Jennifer's vision and this vision of bringing in the orchestra as well. So we couldn't do it without anyone there. And our dancers, Jennifer and I were talking right before this interview, and I think we have somewhere around 180 students that are participating in this performance. They have put in so much hard work. So yes, just want to give a big thanks there.
That's pretty awesome.
And the tech crew at the Palace. I was going to say the tech crew at the Palace is another one. Don't forget them. Yes, we couldn't do it without them.
And just from our end, it's, you know, big thanks to for people like Mike Costco for having been around to help us remember which arrangement of the music we need to find, and for our librarian for getting all of the parts together, which is a thankless job that happens, you know, all year round. He's working so hard, but adding to his plate during the holiday season of like, oh, we're doing Nutcracker, here we go. So just a big thanks to Mike and Tom and everyone and the sponsors for making this happen. And because it is, you know, it's a big amount of money to make something like this happen. And so we're very grateful that people have come in financially to support it.
And never had any idea that there was a Nutcracker, a place where you can go and buy things, ornaments, charms. I didn't know you could do that.
Yes, we do. We have a Nutcracker, a very special Nutcracker boutique. We do some pre-sales, but we also sell quite a few Nutcracker charms, ornaments, etc. during our performances. They can be purchased up in the balcony, and that is really run by our parents and also community volunteers. It's a large fundraiser for the ballet. And this year, very special, Melissa Chapsky, our Sugar Plum Fairy, is shipping us some of her point shoes that she is signing, and we will have available at that boutique for purchase. So we're very excited about that audition. And
I know Matthew wanted to say something too. I kind of cut him off. I didn't want to.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to specifically say Chris at the Palace Theater.
Yes, Chris Leto.
And me too.
This is my first time doing this. And he's like, oh, I've been doing this for decades. Like anything you need to ask to Matthew, I was like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to mention, as well, our incredible staff here at the ballet. I know on the artistic side, our staff have been stepping up so much this year. Anna Lescalette, Julie Miser-Grassi, Zachary Catazero have really been stepping up, but also
Kristen
Exposito. And honestly, Debbie Barrett, our business manager, who's been here over 40 years herself, who has been helping us, especially with the leadership transitions we've had at the ballet. Jennifer, this is her first Nutcracker, under her artistic, direction and leadership, and it's mine as well under my executive leadership. So just a big shout out to her and our new office manager as well, Angela.
All right. Well, I wish you all the best of luck. Get your tickets. Again, where do they get tickets?
CantonBallet.com. Do not fall for those scam sites.
All right. And enjoy it. I know it'll be a wonderful performance, and it'll be enchanting and different this year. Something that harkens back to 25 years. And I know that so many people are really, really excited about this year's Nutcracker. And I appreciate you guys coming on and talking about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming to the Palace Theater, Vocal Fusion, a pop a cappella group taking the music scene by storm. Come hear the sounds of the season